Seatbelts are fastened. Lou Williams for the win. Bingo!
Oh my goodness.
By Landry, Ariza dropped down. Kobe! Oh! Up high! Down hard! Kobe Bryant!
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Kawhi aggressive to the rack.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game live here on Dime Dropper for the 2024-25 season. Before we get started, you already know the drill. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper for all things LA sports and LA basketball, and of course, NBA content. Hit the notification bell so you know every single time we post a video where I go live, and follow your boy on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. And yeah, you can also listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We are live from Los Angeles tonight. I unfortunately was not able to go live last night to watch or to talk about the Clippers-Mavs game and then the Lakers-Kings game. So I'll be talking about both of those games in this one. It was just too late last night when I finished the Clipper game. I hadn't even watched the Laker game, so I wanted to, knock them both out at once. And I figured since both of them aren't playing tonight, why not talk about it? And also, how about my Rams? Unfortunately, because I coach club practice on Sundays, I've really been missing football, which sucks because the Rams have completely turned it around. Big win today against the Jets. What are we, 8-6 now? 9-6? After beginning the season, 1-4? Like, come on. What a turnaround for my Rams. So, beautiful thing, beautiful time. And we keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. So, I'm talking about the Clippers and the Mavs to start things out. Then we'll go to the Lakers and the Kings. Now, Clippers, Mavs, we played them with Kyrie this time. And Luka was still out. And, it was actually a much closer game than the final score of 113-97 suggests. We were in it for the majority of it, but didn't come out with the win. And we just weren't the better team on this particular night, to keep it simple. But let's get into the specifics. To start the game, Kyrie Irving was guarding James Harden, and then they switched PJ Washington on James a little bit later in that first. Not because Kyrie was necessarily getting torched, I don't think, but Kyrie had to carry the offensive load. But I have to give Kyrie Irving credit. He was playing really good one-on-one defense in this game. There were times where he was guarding James Harden and Kevin Porter Jr. It just felt like he knew what they were going to do. So Kyrie was guarding James, Derek Lively on Zoo, Clay on Derek, Spencer Dinwiddie on Norman Powell, and PJ Washington on Chris Dunn. Then for us, we had Chris Dunn on Kyrie, Zubats on Lively, Derek Jones Jr. on Klay Thompson, James Harden on PJ Washington, and then Norman Powell and Spencer Dinwiddie. And of course, we're going to switch 1 through 4. They were also doing the same thing. Lively, for the second straight game, was up on every single Norman Powell screen, whether on or off ball. So they were trying to take away, his pull-up three and just his open three. And it didn't end up being a very good shooting game for Norman Powell at all. He shot 8 for 22 and 3 for 11 from 3. So 5 for 11 from 2. His 2-point percentage was actually good. He was 9 for 10 from the foul line as well, but he just did not shoot well enough. And considering that James Harden went 6 for 18 and 2 for 9 from 3, and they're our two best scorers, it just wasn't good enough offensively. We scored 97 points, Hard to win games in the NBA these days when you don't score 100-plus points unless your defense is really, really good. And I thought in the first and third quarter it was pretty good, but we allowed 31 points in the second quarter and 39 points in the fourth quarter. So the addition of Kyrie Irving made so much of a difference for Dallas. And, as I continue to talk, I'll speak about why our defense wasn't as good in my opinion. But James Harden, I don't think he began the game very well. 2 turnovers, 1 on a jump pass, 1 on a bad outlet, and missed an open 3. Did some good things. Like the 2 good things he did in that early stretch was he made a layup, one of our first buckets of the game, then had a nice drive and kick to Derek Jones Jr. But overall, I thought he had a bad first quarter. Norm actually started really well, had 2 layups on a drive and a 3 ball. So I loved how aggressive Norman Powell was. And he's trying to show us, like, he can still create shots better than people like me once said. But in the first quarter, Norm was 3 for 3 from the field with 7 points. James Harden was 3 for 7 with 7 points, but had 4 turnovers in the first quarter. So second straight game where James Harden has had 4 turnovers in the first quarter. Very careless there. Now, one thing that I thought was really weird about this game was that in the first quarter, the refs were calling every touch foul, every hand check, everything. And then the rest of the game, they just allowed more physicality out of nowhere, which I thought was strange. Kevin Porter Jr. came in, got 2 buckets immediately, and had a nice pass to James Harden for his 1-3 ball in that first quarter. KPJ with 4 points on 2 for 2 shooting in the first. And we were down 23-22 after 1. So honestly, had the Kings right where we wanted them. But that second quarter, we went through a cold spell where we missed a lot of open threes, and especially in the non-Harden minutes. But thankfully, when James came in, he kind of restored order. I thought that was his best stretch of the game. He had 6 points, got to the line 4 times in that second quarter, made all 4 of his free throws. But considering that we only shot 22% in the quarter and 1 for 12 from 3 and turned the ball over 7 times, that didn't bode well for us. Turned the ball over 7 times in one quarter. Obviously, you can do the math. That's on pace for 28 turnovers. We were missing our open shots. And Zoo gave up 3 offensive rebounds. 3, I counted, offensive rebounds in that quarter alone. So the Mavericks, they had 5 offensive rebounds to our 3. They shot 48% in the quarter. We shot, as I said, 22%, 4 for 18. Norm was 1 for 8 in the second quarter, and he played the entire thing. He was the only player that played that whole quarter. He was 0 for 5 from 3. And as far as the turnovers, 2 from Zoo, 1 from Derek, 1 from Norm, 1 from James, and 2 from KPJ. So that was just a rough quarter for us. We got outscored 31-18, and that's where we fell into a hole. You know what I mean? We fell into a hole. So now look, you got to take a look at it like this. We're missing our best player, and they're missing their best player. Whose team is more equipped to win? That's honestly a good question. I think it's a pretty even matchup. Clipper fans might say the Clippers. Dallas fans will obviously say Dallas because I believe they're 6-3, if I'm not mistaken, without Luka Doncic so far this season. Can Bones got busy if you're in here, or Showtime Nick? Can someone give me a stat on that? What's the Mavericks record without Luka Doncic? Because I feel like I can do it right now, but I'm going to lose my train of thought, and I don't want to do that for the audio people. But, they were just the better team. We missed shots. A lot of that first half was just missing shots. We're down 54-40 at halftime. What sticks out for me? It's the offense there. It's the 40 points. You know what I'm saying? We shot 36% in the first half and 16 from 3. We only, the Mavs only shot 41% from the field and 32% from 3 in that first half. Our defense was good enough, but it was the offense. And look, we just don't have a great offensive team. We're very reliant on James Harden. He's 4 for 10 with 5 turnovers in the first half. Norman Powell, 4 for 11. And if you're wondering, where's Ivica Zubac? 5 shot attempts. He did have 3 assists, but not enough there. Not enough there in that first half. And again, Zoo, even though he had 9 rebounds, gave up 3 offensive rebounds. He could have had 10. Now, third quarter, Zoo began the quarter better. 2 straight offensive rebounds, and he had 5 points off of them. One of them was an and one. We went on a 9-0 run after being down 47-61, so showed some life. Cut it down to 61-56. And Chris Dunn in this stretch, he hit 2 threes, which was great to see. And then you started to see Zubac catch the ball in the post, and he was getting doubled. And I thought he did okay out of the double teams, but it was just an interesting thing I wanted to mention because it just tells you how much attention Zubac is getting these days. He's getting doubled frequently. Now, the one guy I thought was doing a very solid job creating for us in that third quarter was Norman Powell. He was able to get into the paint a decent amount with his first step. And that's the thing about Norm. He doesn't really have a crazy bag, doesn't have a ton of moves, but I honestly am. There was a stretch early on in the season where I was saying, Norm has proven me wrong. He saw what I said about him not being able to self-create. Because I said he mostly gets stuff off the catch, open shots, and attacking closeouts or in transition, not one-on-one, get out of the way, let me work. But you're starting to see more of that this season, obviously, with an increased opportunity. Now, there was a stretch where I was like, he's proving me wrong. And then he kind of reverted back to he's mostly off the catch, off the curl, off screens, all that. But these last couple of games, we're starting to see him try to get back into that bag. And one thing I've just noticed is, a lot of the best players of all time, they didn't do it. And back in the day, you just, with your handle, you weren't allowed to dribble the way we do now. There were carries, and then basketball was not taught that way, with your hand underneath the ball or on the lower third of the ball, whatever you want to call it. So guys just had to be more deliberate with their moves. And if you had a good first step, you were able to get by guys. If you didn't, you had to do a little more to create separation. And Norman Powell has a great first step. He really gets to the basket. Harden, I thought he was okay. He was missing a lot. And I'm just talking about in this third quarter, missing a lot, but his defense was actually very decent. He was getting his hand on the ball and help and holding his own one-on-one. But in that third quarter, we actually outscored the Mavs 26-20. I thought our defense did a pretty good job. And as I said, James Harden, I thought he was a part of that, but he shot 2 for 8 in the quarter and played the entire thing. Harden had 5 points, 3 boards, just 1 assist, another turnover. And Norm was 1 for 5 in the quarter. So, those two they were our guys. They weren't making shots. Zubats was 3 for 3, though, so he got going in that one. I thought that was his best quarter, 7 points, 5 rebounds. But, yeah, I thought – so going into the fourth, we were down by 8, if I'm not mistaken. And in the fourth quarter, they outscored us 39-31, and Quentin Grimes went absolutely nuts. So thank you, Showtime Nick. He says that the Mavericks are 6-2 without Luka. But Quentin Grimes, this guy was absolutely raining. Obviously we saw him with the Knicks, but it was getting a little ridiculous. He was having like one of the best games of his life. And it was funny. It was becoming like a KPJ versus Quentin Grimes battle. Like KPJ, I actually thought he was pretty good in this game offensively, like hitting shots throughout the game, getting buckets efficiently, And even in the fourth quarter, 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. He was the only Clipper that played the entire fourth quarter. In the game, he was 8 for 12 from the field. I've been very critical of Kevin this season. Shot 66% and 50 from 3. We could do with the 2 for 2 from the foul line instead of 1 for 2, but we'll live with 66% from the field and 50 from 3 for a guy who hasn't shot well this season. But I saw everybody on Twitter slandering him. So I was like, what the hell is everybody talking about? Maybe I'm not seeing something. So I went and watched every bucket the Mavs scored in the fourth. And a lot were because of KPJ defensively. Whether it be not great defense at the point of attack, losing sight of his man, not closing out with a hand up. But there were also some times where people just think because it's KPJ's man, it's his fault, but it's basic basketball rotations. They're not totally his fault. But, we got to be a little bit more aware. When Quentin Grimes is that hot and leaving him open time after time, at that point, you just got to live with the 2 instead of the 3 ball because he's hitting every shot. So KPJ's defense, to me, I've said it over and over again, even in his good games, it seems like we don't always win. He's only had a couple of really good games and wins for me, maybe less than 5. I just don't feel as though his style of play, which is ball dominance for a guy that's not that nice, a lot of contested shots, and a low basketball IQ with solid, honestly, this season it's been decent defense, but he just thinks he's better than he is, and he's a ball stopper. I don't know if that guy will be able to win, be part of, teams that have championship aspirations and get minutes for them. But another thing, Chris Dunn, I love him, and he's been amazing defensively this season, and I still think he should be in defensive considerations for like all defensive teams. But he's getting a little too gamble happy when it comes to these steals off the ball. He sold out several times and it resulted in us getting scored on. If you're going to go for the steal, you got to get it, man. Otherwise, let's not have our defense compromised so much. I know he's been amazing with this, getting his hands in the cookie jar and just anticipating stuff, but it's gambling at the end of the day. It's gambling. It looks great when he gets the steal. When it doesn't, it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what else I got? We actually got it down because Norm was starting to hit some shots in the fourth. A pull-up 3. We went on an 11-2 run. Norm got fouled on a 3, made it 94-100. In the fourth quarter, Norman Powell had 13 points. So he made a push. James Harden played 5 minutes, didn't even get a shot off in the fourth. Didn't even get a shot off. KPJ and Norman Powell had 23 of our 31 fourth quarter points. We allowed so many because Quentin fucking Grimes had 14 points on 4 of 4 shooting and 3 for 3 from 3 and 3 for 3 from the foul line in the fourth quarter. And I thought where we lost the game were these self-inflicted errors at the end of the game, starting with Norman Powell fouling Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't remember if it was a 3 that he fouled him on or it was just a foul late in the shot clock. Then Chris Dunn had an out of bounds in the corner. Then KPJ got the ball poked away from behind. Then Harden had a ridiculous joke of a pass, crossed the court, lazy, that got intercepted. And, we were made to pay because we doubled Kyrie Irving so much in that fourth quarter, which honestly I thought was a little unnecessary. I get it, though. Make someone else beat you. They don't have any other stars out there. No Luka. But shit. With our one-on-one defenders, I think we just, got to live with Kyrie making the tough shots and make one guy beat us like we do with Jokic. But they were the better team. We weren't good enough. I'm not too mad about it at the end of the day. 113-97 is the final. Self-inflicted errors. But yeah, we got outscored 39-31 in that fourth quarter. I want to see how many assists Kyrie had in that fourth. Klay Thompson made big shots as well. 2 for 2 from 3 in the fourth quarter. 4 assists for Kyrie in the fourth alone. So we lost the game. We shot 42% from the field and 27% from 3. Did shoot 86% from the foul line, which is, nice to see. But yeah, that's those shooting splits. Probably not going to get it done. Do I think we generated good enough looks to win? I honestly think we did. It wasn't like our offense was fantastic, but I think we generated good enough looks to win. Defensively, we could have been a lot better, in the fourth quarter in particular. I think they shot 45.5% from the field and 40% from 3. So they shot very well from 3. They shot the exact same amount of free throws as us and made the same amount. How funny is that? 19 for 22 for both teams from the line. I think the big difference was Dallas took care of the ball and we didn't. They had 13. I wouldn't even say they took care of the ball, but they took care of the ball better. They had 13 turnovers. We had 17. So 17 turnovers on the road. If you don't shoot well, you're probably not going to win games. Let's read the lines. First for the Mavericks. They really went with Kleba, Najee Marshall, Daniel Gafford, and Quentin Grimes off the bench. So a 9-man rotation, and they all played significant minutes. Really nice balance of minutes for these 9 guys for Dallas. Maxi Kleba played 17 minutes and had 1 point, 2 boards, an assist, and a steal, but he didn't turn the ball over in 17 minutes. He was 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and 1 for 2 from the foul line. To be honest, watching the game from my Clipper lens, I don't, notice Maxi Kleba really at all. Daniel Gafford, sure noticed him. 13.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, and 5 fouls on 4 of 5 shooting and 5 for 7 from the foul line in 19 minutes. Super active, and it's just been, an amazing impact Daniel Gafford has made on this Dallas Maverick team since he's joined. Can't hate on it. By the way, super chats are turned on. If you want to drop $1 or a dime, any donations appreciated. Not reading the comments right now because I'm trying to keep my train of thought. But if you want me to read them right now, super chats are turned on. Let's see what else. Let's go to Najee Marshall. He's been awesome for the Dallas Mavericks this year. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 1 turnover on 4 for 8 shooting, 2 for 3 from deep, 2 for 2 from the foul line in 21 minutes. Super efficient, averaging a career high 12 points a game. It's his first year averaging double-digit points. He's averaging a career high in minutes with 24 a game, a career high in shots made and attempted per game, a career high in field goal percentage. He's in free throw percentage, but not three-point percentage. He's shooting just 32% from 3, but he's having a career year. So shout out to him. And then we have Quentin Grimes. God damn, 20 points. Is that his career high? Can we get a fact check on that, mods? Is that his career high? I know it's for sure got to be a season high. Oh, no, he had 28 points against Portland on December 1st. Wow. Never mind. He has 3 games over 20 this year. So that was his 4th 20-point game. Wow. Honestly, I'm just going to look at his game log. I'm doing it. The internet's loading nice. He didn't have one 20-point game last season for the Knicks. Not one. Let's see if in 2023 he had one. Oh, he did. He had a couple in the 2023 season. He had a 33-point game against Dallas, December 27th, 2022. Okay. So Quentin Grimes, I guess it's funny. He was picked by the Clippers, round 1, pick 25 in 2021 draft. I wonder what part of that, what trade was that? If my mods can figure that out, that would be fantastic as well. But I don't know. You guys aren't miracle workers. I know that. His career high is 36 points. Thank you. So, not even close to his career high. I was being a little disrespectful there, Quentin Grimes. I'm sorry. But 20 points and 7 rebounds. What a game. Definitely one of his better games of the season. So, 7 for 8 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, 3 for 3 from the foul line. Then you go to the starters. So the Mavs had 8 players in double figures. Without Luka Doncic, what they're going to do is they're going to push the pace more. They got contributions from everywhere. Klay Thompson got the least amount of minutes for a starter, 24. He had 16 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 4 steals. Just 1 turnover on 6 for 9 shooting and 4 for 6 from 3. So really efficient game. 66% from the field and 3 from Klay. And then Derek Lively had a double-double, 11 points, 11 boards, 5 of those offensive rebounds. I think he's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and a turnover on 5 for 6 shooting, and he was plus 13. He was pretty awesome. Then you have Spencer Dinwiddie, who had 15 points, 3 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, a turnover on 4 for 13 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3, and 6 for 6 from the foul line. Spencer, Taft High School, used to train in the same clinic as me over with Olin Simplest, the guard whisperer. Spencer is averaging 8.5 points a game right now. That would be his lowest average. I mean, with the Lakers, he only averaged 7 points, but he played 48 games last season of the 66 that he played with Brooklyn, and he averaged 13. So this might be his lowest scoring season right now since 2017. This is his 11th year in the league. He's shooting 39, 34, 87 splits. That's not very good except for the free throw percentage. Spencer, I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the league. But, shout out to Spencer. He was always a great guy. And every time I talked to him at clinic, he was always cool. But didn't shoot well in this game. Then you have PJ Washington, who had 10 points, 7 boards, an assist, a steal, and a block. Turned the ball over 3 times, shot 4 for 11 from the field and 2 for 5 from 3. But I think he just makes a huge impact on both ends of the floor for them. Then Kyrie, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. It's crazy. You hold Kyrie to 6 for 25 shooting and 2 for 9 from 3, and you still don't win the game. Everybody else stepped up. But Kyrie's a big part of that. He was getting them good shots. But 6 for 25. For us, 9-man rotation. Jordan Miller didn't play again except for the garbage time minutes. Mo Bamba played 10 minutes, and I thought he was pretty bad. Didn't do much defensively. Offensively, just his footwork isn't good. He's just not fundamentally sound. His footwork isn't very good. Again, I still believe that he might be a fake pick and pop big. He's not great at anything. Literally not great at anything. I don't even know if he's good at anything for an NBA level. He may just be average at things at best. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 block, 1 turnover on 1 for 5 shooting, and 0 for 2 from 3 in 10 minutes. He was a minus 10 in 10 minutes. That would be nice if we can get a better backup center on the Clippers at the deadline. Or maybe even try Kai Jones. Why not? Amir Coffey. Actually, Derek Jones Jr., he's still on that minutes restriction. He only played 17 minutes and had 4 points, 4 boards, an assist, a steal, and 2 blocks. Did have 1 turnover. Was 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 2 from 2. So we shot 2 for 6. No free throw attempts. I thought he was okay. Pretty quiet. It was only 17 minutes, but you'll take the steal and 2 blocks. And then Nico Batum, 15 minutes played, did not shoot 1 shot, but got to the free throw line and made all 3 of his free throws. Had 3 points, 2 assists, 1 steal. But my favorite stat with Nico is no turnovers. The rest of it, we had 17 turnovers as a team. He didn't turn the ball over once. Gotta love that. Then you have Amir Coffey, who was pretty quiet. Shot one time. His defense was okay. It was a missed 3. 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist in 22 minutes. You got virtually nothing from Amir after he's been playing great. So that's tough. But hey, it's okay for Amir Coffey to have a bad game. You know what I mean? He's human. Kevin Porter Jr. played 27 minutes, had 19 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 4 turnovers on 8 for 12 shooting, 2 for 4 from 3, and 1 for 2 from the foul line. Look, I think he actually had a pretty good game. I know he turned the ball over and his defense wasn't good in the fourth. He may not be a winning player, but just in the context of this game, I think he was pretty good. We were very inefficient and he was efficient. So, I'm not going to be a complete hater. Next, we have, let's see. Chris Dunn. He had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover on 3 for 7 shooting. Did shoot 3 for 6 from 3, which I love to see, but I just thought he was okay. Too much gambling for me. Like that he made the threes, but we can do without that gambling. Or so much gambling, I should say. Zoo, he was decent. I think he should be getting more than 10 shots when James Harden and Norman Powell were shooting like shit, but he was getting double teamed. I think he was the best of the 3. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Norm. He had 13 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers. I just thought the first half he was pretty shitty. Shot 6 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from the foul line. I don't know. You have 2 halves in a game. He allowed 3 offensive rebounds, at least. Then we have Norm, who... Actually, no, let's go with James. He played 37 minutes, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 7 turnovers on 6 for 18 shooting, 2 for 9 from 3, and 5 for 5 from the foul line. I think that's pretty dog shit, to be honest. His defense was pretty good, but 7 turnovers? Give me a fucking break, dude. That's the type of stuff I was watching him. It was pissing me off, but whatever. I'm not going to get mad at Harden because he's the reason we are 16-13. Norm, 28 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and a turnover on 8 for 22 shooting, 3 for 11 from 3, and 9 for 10 from the foul line. Look, he played 42 minutes. He wasn't good enough. I thought he was our best player. That doesn't mean shit. He shot poorly. His defense wasn't very good. It's not good enough. But it's okay. It's one game. We bounce back, hopefully, against Memphis, but Memphis is going to be tough. They're playing some really good ball this season, and it'll be a battle. But now we're going to switch gears over to the Lakers against the Sacramento Kings. For Clipper fans, I will be live on Monday night after the Grizzlies game, but not directly after because I'm pretty sure the Lakers are playing the Pistons, so I'll go live after that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a sip of water and then I'll answer some comments. Then we're going to talk about the Lakers. It's a really solid game against Sacramento. Oof. All that talking makes me thirsty. Let's see what we got. What's up, Bones Got Busy? Let's write down your guys' names. So let's write down the names so I can remember to shout you guys out on the tweet. By the way, let me know if the stream is blurry. It doesn't seem, laggy. It doesn't seem laggy on my end. So I wonder if it is on yours. Now it started lagging a little bit. Actually, no, it's fine. Looks fine to me. Certified says hello. Bones Got Busy says vlog 11 is almost at 1,000 views. Yep, go get the vlog 11 at 1,000 views, people. The link is right there. Check it out. It's on the channel. So what's up, Showtime? Nick, Charlie Fang, are you on Twitter? I'm pretty sure you are. Give me your handle in the comment section, please, so I can give you a shout out. Rams will get embarrassed in the playoffs, I fear. We'll see about that. It doesn't even matter. If we get to the playoffs, that's great. Winning seasons, building more fans. It's going to be great. The Rams are the team I root for when the Giants are this ass. Go Rams. I still lived in SoCal when they returned to LA and was at their training camp in Irvine that year. AJ said ugly game. Are you on Twitter, AJ? Harden just has some egregious turnovers at the worst of times. Sounds like Westbrook and Paul George, the way you phrase that one. He will be conservative with his passing until the other team goes on an 8-0 run, then he throws some shit straight to them in an attempt to make something happen. I agree. King Charles says my Cowboys got eliminated, and thank God, LOL. Now I can focus on the Clippers and Dodgers. I mean, hey man, we won the World Series, and I'm down to celebrate that every day. And I honestly haven't made enough tweets about it the last couple of weeks that we still won the fucking World Series. We got to milk that more, man. I'm not milking it enough, but that's baseball season's a while away. Is Grimes going to shoot like that consistently? If Grimes is going to shoot like that consistently, then the Mavs win the finals. Yeah, absolutely. We're cool here, but not when it comes to football. Your Cowboys are one of my 3 most hated teams in sports, along with the Boston Red Sox and Philadelphia Eagles. Showtime Eagles, man. Really? Showtime Nick, come on, man. How do you support those baby shit green jerseys every week? I agree. Tomas Ortega, he's probably not. He's like a kid. Renzo, the old head, says, I'm tired of seeing Zoo make multiple shots in a row, then not get the ball back. I agree with that completely. Yeah, he was a miscommunication. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Showtime Nick hates the Eagles. With that being said, as a nighttime respiratory therapist, I'm going to bed on my day off. I can't even read the comments correctly. Have a good nighttime. Good night, King Charles. There we go. That's where we can agree. My team is absolutely ass cheeks. James Dolan is no longer the worst owner in New York. That's Woody Johnson and John Mara now. Oh, my God. Kleber was so ass out there. Facts. Stands do not get mod privileges. Thank you, Reneza. Is that Rene Zarate? Says that was the Keon Johnson trade. Damn. Wait, so we got Keon Johnson, gave up Quentin Grimes? Too many dumb fouls on threes. I agree, Daniel. Grimes was traded with a second round pick. We should have kept on Quentin Grimes. Lively, swatty KBJ's shit almost broke the glass. Harden's bricks almost broke the glass as well. Bro, I thought Spencer was playing well until today. I didn't know he was becoming trash. I don't know if he's playing badly or not. I just think his shooting splits were bad. I'll take Frank Kaminsky over Mo. Do I think Harden and Norm both deserve to be All-Stars this season? Yes, but I would have to look at who else deserves to be All-Stars because there's only 12 spots, right? I think I had to choose, Harden should get the nod. But I mean, Norm's been fantastic. No lag, thank you. Is it no lag? Let's go Rams. Yes, sir, baby. Big win. What do I think about Russ now? Westbrook? Why would my opinion of Russ change? Are you an insider? No. What does that mean? Dime Dropper insider. Merry Christmas. Nope, you're not getting, dude, you're a stan. It's a Plumber Gym stand. Well, I mean, it would be fitting for a Plumber Gym stand to have a wrench. Why did the Clippers invest in a wife beater? I mean, a girlfriend beater? I don't know. I don't make decisions on that. All right. Now, before we talk about the Lakers, I got to tell you a little something about DraftKings. If you want us to make a comment, please send a super chat because I'm going to be locked in right now. We got to go Laker mode. The Laker fans, I've been not good to them this past, so far this season. Haven't been consistent with the lives, but I've still so far said something about every Laker game this season, whether it be on Basketball and Figueroa or on a live, and it's all time stamped. All right, now it's time for the Laker girls. But before that, we got to talk about DraftKings. The NBA is back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code ABTV. That's code ABTV for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.com/bball. All right, time to talk about the Lakers against the Kings. So, second straight game where the Lakers play the Kings, just like the Clippers playing the Mavs. And it was an interesting one. AD guarding Sabonis again. Max Christie starting out on De'Aaron Fox. And of course, Max Christie continues to be in the starting lineup. LeBron James on DeMar DeRozan. Austin Reeves on Malik Monk. And Rui Hachimura on Keegan Murray. Now, the Lakers weren't actually switching 1 through 4. They did not want Rui Hachimura switched on to De'Aaron Fox, which I found interesting. But not really, because, I mean, he's not quick enough. But I don't know. Teams usually want to switch 1 through 4. Oh, wait. Oh, no, hold on a sec. All right, now it's time to talk about the Lakers against the Sacramento Kings. Second straight game playing against them. For the people that are confused on YouTube, it's because I didn't start the audio version. But let's talk about it. So, same matchups. Anthony Davis guarding Domantas Sabonis. Max Christie on De'Aaron Fox. LeBron on DeRozan. De'Aaron Fox guarding Austin Reeves, Keegan Murray guarding LeBron, and Domantas Sabonis guarding AD. Now, the Lakers to start the game were switching 1 through 4 and got off to another 7-0 start. I thought LeBron did a very good job making 2 nice passes that led to assists. Max Christie made a corner 3, and LeBron looked insane in this game. The way he was getting to the basket with sheer force and frequency was unreal. I mean, just crazy pep in his step. His 3-ball actually wasn't even falling, but man, he was getting to the fucking paint. And he was defending. And these last 2 games, he's really been defending. And I think he's been pretty dog shit defensively this year. But he was active in the passing lanes, anticipating nicely, making the extra effort. And that's what it's all about, is making extra effort plays to help your team win ball games. And I think when LeBron James is locked in defensively and conserving more of his energy for that side of the ball, the Lakers are a better team. That is just my opinion. But he was going crazy offensively. I mean, 12 for 16 from 2 in the game. The dude was getting to the rim at will. And Rui Hachimura was a beneficiary of a couple of transition attempts from LeBron, bringing it up the court. Rui had 4 points in transition in that first quarter. But the difference for me with the Lakers is the defense. 3 guys in particular that have really stepped it up the last couple of games. Anthony Davis, and I know that sounds crazy because he's Anthony Davis and he's one of the best. I thought he was the best defender in the league from the 2023 playoffs all the way to the end of last year. That was my personal opinion. This year, I made a comment on Basketball and Figueroa. If you haven't checked that out, we really went in depth about a lot of the last recent Laker games, especially their bad stretch. And I said that AD doesn't seem like he's deterring shots at the rim the same way. And he's being asked to switch onto the perimeter more because the Lakers lack point of attack. And he's been, not getting exposed, but he's not the best perimeter defender, right? He's a great interior defender. And he's a very good switchable defender for a big. But the last couple of games, especially starting with that Minnesota game, I believe, he was really deterring shots at the rim. But Gabe Vincent and Max Christie, because their offense has stepped up, it has allowed them to get more minutes, and their defense has been phenomenal the last couple of games, and their offense has been good as well. Max Christie, though, in this sense, he starts. He's been able to guard these elite players recently and proving why so many Laker fans were crying for him to get minutes last year. And now he's finally gotten it. And it was a rocky road for him at the beginning of the season. He wasn't showing enough offensively, I think, to give JJ the trust to play him more minutes. But now he's starting to hit shots. Started around, I want to say, that San Antonio game on the road that the Lakers won a couple of weeks back. And he's gotten his way, found his way into that starting lineup and gotten comfortable. The way he's guarded the likes of Ja, even Ant-Man in that loss, and then De'Aaron Fox. This game, De'Aaron Fox had a really good game, but what he was able to do, it's really gotten the Lakers off to better starts and make them look like a much better defensive team. And yeah, so shout out to them. If you're a Laker fan, Max Christie, Gabe Vincent, really putting in the shift on that end of the floor. LeBron, 12 points in that first quarter. And after one, the Lakers were up 31-26. The rest of the game, neck and neck, just completely neck and neck. I don't have the number of lead changes, but the Sacramento Kings' biggest lead was 2. The Lakers' biggest lead was 10, and that was in the fourth quarter, and the Kings immediately responded with a run after that. But what a tight-knit game this was, but a really impressive win by the Lakers to get 2 wins in a row in Sacramento, go 3-0 against them this season after the whole Sabonis-Anthony Davis thing, the last couple of years where he hadn't been able to get a win on him. That is impressive, especially after a rough stretch. They beat Memphis, who's been playing good ball. Sacramento is really struggling, but 2 straight wins against them. Now you're on a 3-game winning streak, playing good ball again. Second quarter, LeBron still going off. He had 21 points at halftime. Sorry, 23 points at halftime on 10 for 13 shooting. His only 3 misses were threes. Dude was lighting it up. Absolutely lighting it up. But the Lakers went on a 3-minute scoring drought and had 9 turnovers at that point. In the first half. So that was kind of keeping the Kings in the game and preventing the Lakers from getting separation. But the Lakers' half-court defense, I thought, was pretty good in that first half. And JJ agreed with me when he talked to Mike Trudell at halftime. Let's see, any interesting stats at the half? D'Angelo Russell had 14 points off the bench. He was knocking down shots all game long, whether it be in the pick and roll, catch and shoot, and he was getting to the line. Anthony Davis was 0 for 4 at halftime. 0 for 4. So the score was 56-53 Lakers. The fact that Anthony Davis only had 2 points and you were still winning, that was big time. You know who was really kept under wraps the entire game? DeMar DeRozan. Compton's finest, USC's finest. You know what? I'll save my comments about the Kings till the end of this, but I want to talk about them. Second half, De'Aaron Fox continued where he left off in that first half, and De'Aaron did not have a good game against the Lakers the other night. So it was, good to see him bounce back. He had 17 points on 6 for 7 shooting in the first half. Continued in the third quarter. Gabe Vincent had some really big plays in that second half, including a steal on Malik Monk, just getting a hand on the ball, and then a 3-ball. And LeBron, speaking of active hands, was active in the passing lanes, making good passes on fast breaks, and he was being aggressive in the half court. And when you drew a second defender, you always know LeBron's going to find the open man, make those right reads. Lakers shot 53% in the third quarter, outscored the Kings by just a single point, 25-24. Both teams shot well in the third quarter. And again, this was just very neck and neck stuff. And Anthony Davis, he responded with 4 for 4 shooting in that third quarter. So after not hitting a shot in the first half, he comes back with a little something. And it was LeBron who was 0 for 3 in that third. But again, even with one of them not shooting well for like a stretch of the game, they're still shooting well as a team. Fourth quarter, Lakers were up by 4 going into it, and they end up winning the game by 4. This is where the Lakers, they did not want Rui Hachimura switching on to De'Aaron Fox. So they actually had Rui Hachimura in drop coverage when he was put in the action against Fox. And the Lakers, they did not go with the center in this one. I don't know if Christian Koloko was hurt, or one of my mods, if you're still in here, can you please check if he was hurt or not? Because JJ went small again with Rui or LeBron. Oh, no, he did play 3 minutes, but just 3 minutes. For the most part, he went with the small ball lineup of Rui or LeBron playing the center. One guy I thought made some huge plays, even though he can't really make a 3 to save his life in the fourth quarter, was Cam Reddish. He had 2 and 1s, big ones. One that came on an interception and on a fast break, and I think another one was on an offensive rebound. He had 2 offensive rebounds in the game. D'Lo continued to make big shots throughout the game, but in that fourth quarter, let me see, 2 for 5, and one of them was that big shot to put the Lakers up by 10, 101-91. What I thought saved the Lakers in this game was that when AD and LeBron were getting their fourth quarter rest, they each were able to, in their own lineups, keep them ahead still, maintain the lead. They even went on a nice 10-2 run in that fourth quarter. And I thought Rui Hachimura had some nice moments of really good help defense. There was one time I think he, rotated in front of the rim and forced, I believe, a turnover or just a kick out, prevented the layup. And then there was another one where he got in a huge offensive rebound. So extra effort plays. And then, of course, the offensive tip rebound later in the game that allowed the Lakers to get Austin Reeves 2 free throws to seal the game after Anthony Davis missed both. But we'll get into that in a sec. if you're looking at it from a Kings perspective, and I obviously wasn't because this is an LA sports channel, but the Kings still generated 3 wide open threes, 4 threes in a row they shot and bricked all of them in this fourth quarter stretch. But 2 of them were wide open Keegan Murray threes, and another one was a wide open, I believe, De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk. It was one of those 2, open 3 and missed it. And then when the Lakers went up by 10, Fox had 5 straight points, but then missed an open 3 from straight away that would have cut it to a 2-point game. That was a huge miss. But the Kings did end up cutting it down to 2 when they went on an 8-0 run because Domantas Sabonis had an and 1 after those Fox points. So after the Lakers went up 101-91, it was 101-99. And I thought LeBron, he started the fourth quarter pretty well with like a couple buckets. Then he went out of the game, came back in, and was straight up bullshitting. One weak-ass handoff that he led to a turnover. Another moment where so JJ Redick wants LeBron, and I think this is a good idea, actually, because you saw that in Miami Miami a long time ago. LeBron is a screener. Not something he did too much in Cleveland second time around, except for in stretches. And especially not his first couple years as a Laker. Saw a little bit of that with Russ when they were trying to put LeBron at center. But LeBron as a screener is so lethal, kind of the way Giannis is, because you get the ball to LeBron on the roll with a locomotive and the way he can see the floor. It's tough to guard that. So and it's to conserve on-ball energy. So JJ's been doing a lot of that, and he's even said it at halftime. He's like, we want to use LeBron as a screener, as a roller, have him attack, get him some ISOs as well. So doing all that, he's able to do a little bit of everything. And yeah, he is averaging less points than basically any year but his rookie year. But I mean, he's fucking 40. He's going to turn 40 in 8 days. So like eventually this should happen. And he's got to sacrifice a little bit statistically, offensively. Like, come on, take a step back, play some more defense, I think is the move. Anthony Davis is the guy now. And he's doing that, I think. He is. There's still some moments like that game against San Antonio where he stayed in the game to get a triple-double. That was so weird. Anyway, LeBron had a literal long 2 off the catch and shoot on the pick and pop. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's the most analytic, unfriendly shot. And I actually agree with that part of the game. I think those catch and shoot long 2s are stupid. Those should be 3s. I agree with that. But Kings foul Anthony Davis. This is where they lost the game too. Make it a 2-point game. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. And by the way, I thought LeBron got away with a clear path foul. When Malik Monk was there was a steal. I think it was either Keon Ellis or Malik Monk had the ball and was going to go all the way, and he grabbed him and trying to go for the ball. I think that should have been a clear path foul because you knew what he was doing. They just called it a loose ball foul, but I don't know. The Kings foul Anthony Davis, though, with 2 on the shot clock in the corner. Malik Monk, such a stupid foul. AD misses both, and that's not the first time we've seen AD miss clutch free throws this year. That game against Orlando comes to mind, but then Rui got that big offensive tip, and then Austin Reeves made both, so the Lakers got out of there with a win. 103-99, big time win. Let's read the lines, starting with Sacramento Kings. They shot 43% from the field, 27% from 3, 79% from the foul line. Lakers shot 48% from the field, but just 26% from 3. So both teams shot like shit from 3. Lakers shot 67% from the line, so that's garbage. But they shot 7 more free throw attempts than the Kings. Kings shot 7 more field goal attempts. In terms of the turnover battle, Lakers turned the ball over 14 times, and Sacramento turned the ball over 14 times. Fast break points, though, I think the most telling story here, Lakers 17 to the Kings 8. When you think of Sacramento, you think of a fast team. The Lakers did a good job getting out on misses and some turnovers and scoring on the break, and I think LeBron did a really good job of that. But here's what I'll say about the Kings before I talk about the individual stuff. First of all, they're not deep, in my opinion. They went 9 deep. Isaac Jones, I don't even know how much of an NBA player he really is. I mean, he's a rookie, went to Washington State. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll give him some time. But he was, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 for 1 in 11 minutes. Trey Lyles came back. I still don't think he's a very good basketball player in the NBA. 3 points, 3 boards, 1 steal on 1 for 4 shooting, 1 for 2 from 3 in 17 minutes. I just think he's a guy that belongs on bad teams. Well, I guess you can say the Sacramento Kings are right now. They're 13-16, and they're 6-10 at home. They have one of the best home court advantages in the league. Keon Ellis played 14 minutes, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Didn't turn the ball over, though, but he didn't shoot well. 2 for 6 on the field and 1 for 4 from 3. And then Kevin Huerter, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, no turnovers, 4 for 10 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. So the decline of Kevin Huerter, I think that's really contributed to this stuff as well. He was a starter in 2023. His career, for the Hawks, he started in the playoffs, had an amazing Game 7 against Philly, started 60 out of 74 games the following year for the Hawks and averaged 12 points a game, had a career year in Sacramento the first year, and then he had 10 points last year. That was one of the biggest reasons they declined. He declined in field goal percentage, three-point percentage, minutes, shots made, shots attempted, basically everything. He declined in assists. Everything went down except for rebounds, where he averaged 0.2 more. And then this year he's averaging even less, and he's shooting even worse. That's been a real story in this whole thing. The decline of Kevin Huerter. How are you declining at 27, bro? 1 for 7 from 3. So the Sacramento Kings bench, they shot 8 for 21 from the field. D'Angelo Russell had 20 points by himself. They had 20 as a total, as a whole. Their starters, though, Keegan Murray, he's also declined. That's been rough to watch. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 for 9 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3, 2 for 2 from the foul line in 27 minutes. Was not impressed by him. Malik Monk had a horrible shooting game. He was awesome the last 2 games. We had a horrible shooting game, and that can happen the way he plays. 7 points, 4 boards, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 turnovers on 3 for 14 shooting, 1 for 8 from 3, and no free throw attempts. I also think part of that was some good defense from Max Christie, Gabe Vincent, and Austin Reeves. Then you had DeRozan. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers on 4 for 10 shooting, 1 for 2 from 3, and 3 for 3 from the foul line in 37 minutes. Here's what I have to say about DeMar. I honestly was wrong on this one. I thought he would help their half-court offense. He would, help their half-court offense, really, and just be an improvement over Harrison Barnes. But it's been a very lateral move. He doesn't help them defensively. And honestly, he's a weird fit for the team. They're a team that wanted to play fast, that wanted to move off the ball. He can curl for mid-ranges, but he's honestly pretty slow in his when he gets it off the catch. He's not as quick as a lot of the, even though he's a historically great mid-range shooter, he's not one of those guys that catches and moves and goes quick. He turns and faces, he takes his time, he jabs a little bit. And that has never proven to work as a number 1 or 2 option for him in terms of getting close to winning a ring. So now you're seeing him as a third option, and he's not a good enough spacer. And he slows down what they do. He's kind of a ball stopper. Doesn't help defensively, doesn't address any of their weaknesses. They wanted to get better probably in the half court, but in their offense, they might be, but it's just, I feel like it's less movement now, and he's not a good spacer. And now Keegan Murray's not shooting well. I don't know. I just don't feel like it was a good move. And they're 13 and 16, and they were saying, DeRozan's the biggest free agent signing in Kings history. His stats are good, but has he really helped his team? I don't know. He doesn't work quickly off the catch. The best he can do is catch the ball coming off a little curl, coming off a little pin down, turn into his mid-range. But usually he takes a dribble or 2. He's not a great passer. I don't know. I don't think DeRozan's capable of winning a championship unless he was a 6th, what's it called? 6th man kind of deal. I don't see it. Second option. Could he have been a second option in his prime winning a ring? I don't know. Especially because in the playoffs, he just folds. I love the guy, though. He's a USC legend. He's one of my favorite college players of all time, but it is what it is. Then there's Sabonis. He had 19 points, 19 rebounds. He's an amazing rebounder. 5 assists, 1 steal, one of the few in the league right now. No turnovers. That's very impressive. 9 for 19 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 3 from the foul line. He had a pretty good game, in my opinion. De'Aaron Fox was fantastic. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. Did turn the ball over 4 times, though. Shot 12 for 17 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the foul line. For the Lakers, they went 10 deep, but Koloko only played 3 minutes and didn't register in any category but 1 foul. Dalton Connect, also with the slump he's been in, he only got 5 minutes and didn't register in anything except for 1 assist and 1 turnover. So it was basically an 8-man rotation for the Lakers. Gabe Vincent, 16 minutes. He had 6 points, 1 steal, no turnovers on 2 for 3 shooting, and all his shots were threes. I thought he was very good. Despite -4 plus minus, I thought he was very good. Max Christie, he only got 18 minutes despite my praise for him. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, no turnovers on 2 for 4 shooting and 1 for 2 from 3. Let me know what you think, Laker fans. Do you want to see him get more than 18 minutes? Because that's not very much. Cam Reddish got more time than him. What do you guys think of that? He had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So the stalks, he was filling it up, and no turnovers on 2 for 7 shooting. Only thing is the threes. 0 for 3 from deep. He's shooting about 30. I think he's shooting 34% on the year. Let's check. 31. So he's not shooting well from 3. He's never been a good 3-point shooter. Played 22 minutes off the bench. And then you had the leading minute getter off the bench, D'Angelo Russell with 30. I think he's really stepped it up. I want to see what he's averaging in the month of December. Let's see. In the month of December, he's shooting 45% from the field, which would be his highest of any month so far this season, and 41% from 3, which would also be his highest for any month this season. He's averaging 14.5 points a game. I mean, that's solid for your 6th man. He's playing well, but he was not good in November. The first 20 games, he was basically not good, But I like D'Angelo Russell. I'm happy for him, but this seems like it's going to be his role because the point of attack defense is not good enough to start him, I don't think. 20 points for D'Lo, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and just 1 turnover on 7 for 13 shooting, 3 for 7 from 3, 3 for 4 from the foul line. He was magnificent. And then the rest of the starters. LeBron James actually played the least amount of minutes of the rest of the 4. 32 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals, 4 turnovers on 13 for 24 shooting, 1 for 8 from 3, 5 for 6 on the foul line. I also want to congratulate LeBron. Most minutes in the history of basketball. Amazing accomplishment. Great game for LeBron. I think he was my player of the game. Just the end of the game was kind of sus. Then you had Austin Reeves, as Lawrence Tanner would say. He makes it like a haunted house. 16 points for him, 4 boards, 5 assists, 2 turnovers on 6 for 14 shooting. Had a really bad shooting game from 3, 1 for 7 from 3. And between Rui, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, they were 3 for 20 from deep. And Austin was 3 for 5 from the line. But 2 of those 3 made free throws were the ones to seal the game. I thought he had a very solid game overall. And in these 2 games, it was very good. In this 3-game winning streak, I think he's been very good. Rui, he had a near double-double, 9 points, 11 rebounds, including 3 offensive rebounds and the one that sealed the game, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, and no turnovers on 4 for 8 shooting. He was 1 for 5 from 3, missed a lot of open threes, but 3 for 3 from 2. I thought it was very solid, just contributing in different aspects. Then AD, not the best AD game, played 37 minutes, had a double-double, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, did turn the ball over 5 times, shot 4 for 10 from the field and 2 for 4 from the foul line. Did they win without AD? Absolutely not. Was his offense good? Not really. Was his defense good? You better fucking believe it. So there you go. Lakers win it 103-99. The Sacramento Kings, I'm going to keep an eye on them. And I know I said I was going to do an episode on talking about every single team in the league. I will have that soon. I don't know how soon. Maybe around game number 30, which we're getting close to right now. Actually, no, that's like, I would have to do that like tomorrow. So maybe like game 40. We'll probably just wait till game 40, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. Sacramento, the DeRozan move is not a good one. They can't guard. They're not deep. Keegan Murray's having an off year. I just don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for me in this one, guys. I'll be back tomorrow night for a little double dose of LA basketball again. Let me know how you guys are enjoying these videos and these episodes. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you'd like. I haven't gotten one of those, a review on Apple Podcasts in a while, because I see that like 60 to 70 people per episode are listening on audio, and I know those are a mix of Laker and Clipper fans mostly. So appreciate you all. So we'll be live tomorrow night for Lakers Pistons and Clippers Grizzlies. Now to the live subscribers waiting patiently in the chat. Super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1 or a dime. Peace.